Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is gonna be my first official F1 video on the channel. Now, if you did see the title, I do have an actual NFL update for you. Don't worry, the NFL content isn't going anywhere. The NFL season is just off right now, and I also enjoy F1 a lot, and I want to make content for that too. I'm not gonna split it into two separate channels. I'm just gonna keep them both right here. So if you're here for football content, don't worry, it's still here. I'm seeing everything that's happening in the off season. I posted a skit. I actually just uploaded it to YouTube and to my TikTok, which is linked down below, or you can just watch the short on YouTube here. And don't worry, whenever the draft rolls around, I will be there. I'll do reactions, breakdowns, live reactions to the draft if I can. I'm able to stream it. So if you want to see any of that and you're here for the football content, make sure to stay updated on my socials. I have a TikTok specifically for sports. I have a Twitch where I play games, and then I'll be talking about the draft and everything. And like if I stream it, it'll be over there on Twitch. And yeah, so make sure to follow all of those socials if you're not already, and stick around. I appreciate all of your support. We passed 700 subs, which I am so thankful for. That is insane. We fell back under it, but that's my fault. I haven't been uploading as much. But now we're back with the consistency. F1's coming around. I'm going to be posting a lot of this, a lot of football stuff. But yeah, that was my football update. So thank you if you stuck around for the beginning of this video and you are a supporter of me for my football reactions and my football content. I appreciate all of you guys. Now I'm going to transition into F1. If you want to get into F1 and you have questions about it, leave a comment down below. Anything of that nature, and I will answer it for you. But without further ado, let's get into this F1 video. So as the title of the video says, this is my F1 season predictions, my 2025 season predictions. And we're going to start things off right with the title winners. So I'm going to predict the Constructors Champions to be McLaren. Now I am a McLaren fan, just a little bit. Okay, oh, I don't have the hat on. 1 second. This is the first one I could grab. It's this one. It's McLaren. I have another orange one over there. It's Lando's, but anyway, yeah. So I'm a McLaren fan, if you couldn't tell. And without being biased, genuinely speaking, I think they have the best chance of winning the Constructors. We won it last year, and this year, I can't see them just dropping off the face of the earth. And I think that trend is just going to continue on upwards, especially because Newey left Red Bull to go to Aston Martin. I know he probably had a hand in this car design, but I just don't think they'll be as on top as they were last season, especially with all the driver changes and everything too that's happening. I think McLaren will just be on top of their game. Like I said, they're just trending in the same direction. If they keep doing what they were doing last year, I think they have the Constructors in the bag. Moving right on from the Constructors Championship back into another one, we're going to go the WDC, or the World Drivers Champion. And again, I'm trying not to be biased. I'm basing this off of what I'm actually thinking is going to happen throughout the season. And again, these are just predictions. I'm not saying this is 100% going to happen. This is just my prediction, my opinion. I think Lando does it. I think this might be the year that we see a change, a break in the streak of Max's winning, and I think Lando's the one to do it. I'm not trying to be too biased about this. I'm doing this based off of what I genuinely think is going to happen, and like I said, I think McLaren is going to be on top, and I think that Lando is going to be on top of the two drivers that are in McLaren. And then I think Oscar will be right underneath him, not far behind at all. I think it'll be close to the season that Max and Sergio were having back in 22 or whatever it was, when they won almost every single race. Like Red Bull won almost every single race. I think it'll be similar to that, and then Max will probably be third behind them. But a lot of people were like shitting on Lando and calling him bad and everything. He's really not a bad driver. He has a lot more skill than a lot of people give him credit for sometimes, I think, and he's only going to improve as the seasons go on. So I think that he has a fair chance of winning the World Drivers Championship this year. My biggest surprise for the season, I am going to go with Williams as a whole team. There's some factors that go into this. The biggest one is Carlos Sainz going to Williams. I love Carlos Sainz. He's great. I loved him when he was on McLaren. I loved him when he went to Ferrari. I was sad that he left McLaren and then went to Ferrari. And I was disappointed for him that he was getting replaced by Lewis, but I mean, it is Lewis, so I understand. But I think Williams is a great landing spot for him, because Williams has always kind of been just like almost there, but they've never had that second driver that could keep up with Alex. Now you bring in Carlos, who is arguably, no, I don't even think it's arguably, he's better than Alex. And Alex was always overperforming that car. Carlos is going to do the same thing. So if you have two drivers overperforming a car, And I think that Williams is going to be better than they were last year. Again, there's a lot of rookies. There's a lot of switch ups internally with teams and everything. And I think that Williams, for the most part, has stayed the same except for bringing Carlos in. And I don't think Carlos brings any problems. If anything, it's just a benefit to you. So if that car can improve, you might not be fighting for a championship, but you could be fighting for podiums or at least higher points every week. And by higher points, obviously, I mean in the top 10, because you have to be within the top 10 to get points. So it'd be really nice to see Williams up there, and that's why they're my biggest surprise. And next, I got my biggest disappointment. That kind of sounds really bad. That makes it sound worse than it is. So I'm going to use the word flop. Shout out to Matt and Tommy P1. They do F1 content. I'm basically just stealing exactly what you're doing. I'm sorry, but I love you guys. Anyway, biggest flop. I'm going to say it's Kick Sauber, to be honest, because I can't see that team really improving up the field at all, because they were so far back last year. And now going into this year, they bring in 2 new drivers who aren't familiar with the car and aren't familiar with the team as much. And I don't know. I can't see them doing super well. Nothing in testing and nothing that I know of that happened in the offseason is telling me that they're going to do any better than they did last year, except for maybe be closer to the pack. And that sounds really bad, but that's just off the top of my head what I'm thinking, is that I just don't think Kick is going to be any better this year. And then again, like I said, with the 2 new drivers, I feel like if anything that makes it worse and harder to work around, especially because one of them is a rookie. But we'll see. It's just a prediction. This next one is if I think there's going to be like a driver change in the middle of the season, or just any switch ups at all. Honestly, I really don't think so. This is the last season before regulations change into 2026. So unless somebody is pulling a Nick DeVries from a couple seasons ago, I don't think that they really switch the drivers up at all. I don't think you have a reason to. Again, like I said, unless they're pulling a DeVries or a Logan Sargent and crashing the car every single qualifying and race, there's not a big reason to switch them up if they're not doing good. Let them race it out until the end of the season, and then you make your big switches next season whenever the regulations change. But that'll about do it for my 2025 season predictions. Like I said, all of this is just an opinion. It's what I thought off the top of my head. I want to get a video out for you guys because the season is starting this weekend. I will see if I can watch the race live. I might be able to, and then do a reaction after the race and everything like that. But do let me know your thoughts down below. If you stuck around to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. Make sure to drop a sub for me. Like this video, it helps me a bunch. And share this video to your friends if they like F1. Show them my opinions and tell them how horrendous they are. And leave a comment. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. And I will be back in a few days, maybe even tomorrow, for my Australian GP predictions specifically. So I will see you guys then. Peace.